Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm AndyRC and today I'm going to be taking a look at the iFlight Chimera 4. This is a 3 to 4S long-range 4-inch bind and fly freestyle model directly competing with the Flywoo LR4. This is the DJI Cadex Vista version and has a dry weight of 177 grams against the 165 grams of the LR4, making it slightly heavier. And with an 850 mAh 4S LiPo, its all-up weight is 275 grams, so you would need to buy the analog version to get it under 250 grams. The analog version has a more powerful VTX at 800 milliwatts compared to the 450 milliwatts of the LR4, making it better for long range. The frame is a squished X configuration rather than a Deadcat, so you will get the props in shot of the DJI camera, but the arms are much thicker and will fare better in a crash. They're also using a unibody, which saves weight, but if you do happen to break an arm, then all of the electronics will need to be removed to replace it. In fact, iFlight sent me their Deadcat conversion kit for this frame, but I stuck with this one for that very reason. You're given a decent battery strap and an anti-slip mat, as well as 3D printed parts for the GPS unit, antenna, and camera mount. One thing that concerned me about the camera mount is that the flexible TPU would cause jello in the video feed, but that is not the case. They've done a good job making sure that it's nice and thick, and even in the sunniest conditions, I wasn't getting any jello. The camera's lowest angle is, however, still quite high, meaning that the forward motion of the quad is generally faster than the LR4, making the flight time shorter at the same time, and you can't really get around that unless you make your own camera mount for it. The GPS lock on this one is much better and reliable than the LR4. I've been flying this one a couple of weeks now, and within 4 minutes of a cold start, I was getting 14 satellites, and on the second plug-in, those satellites were still there, whereas on the Flywoo model, I was only getting 6 satellites at most. Unfortunately, there is no independent loss model alarm like on the LR4, which I think is still needed. They have used a large onboard buzzer instead, but of course that's no use if the battery comes disconnected. The motors are iFlight's own Zing 1404 3000 kV, which is a slightly higher kV than the LR4, again making the flight times slightly shorter. With an 850 mAh 4S, the flight time is just over 8 minutes compared to the LR4, which gets up to 11 minutes while cruising or 8 minutes doing freestyle on this battery. And with a 1300 mAh 4S, the flight time was 14 minutes compared to the 16 minutes of the LR4. So it's still a decent flight time, but not quite as long as the LR4. The props are the same Gemfan 4024 dual blades, and the stack is iFlight's own Success E Mini, which consists of a 20x20 35 amp BL Heli S 4-in-1 ESC, already set up with JESC out of the box, and an F4 flight controller flashed with Betaflight 4.2. And I have to say that the Betaflight setup was near perfect with their own PIDs and custom OSD for the GPS. I just had to put my own rates in there, as well as mapping the correct modes to my DJI transmitter. They also didn't set up GPS rescue as a failsafe. Instead, they had it set to drop, which I believe is the best way forward, and then just use your auxiliary switch for GPS rescue. It's also important to note that Fast S-Bus is turned on in the CLI with the DJI Bind and Fly version, so if you are struggling to get any of the controls working, make sure you either turn off Fast S-Bus in the CLI or switch the controller protocol through the DJI goggles to DJI protocol. The Vista needs to be activated and updated by the DJI FPV series app. iFlight do give you the USB cable to do that. So next, I'm going to show you the very first line of sight flight that I did with this model, followed by the FPV Maiden, and then I'll come back for the conclusion. Okay, let's go for a line of sight flight with this guy. This is also the Maiden. Got 850 mAh 4S. See what the power is like. Not bad. Yeah, very similar to the LR4. I think it's got more of a presence though with these arms. Not hearing any fluttering, so it's a good start. About the same really. It's nice and quiet as well. Got a different sound to the LR4, this one. Less of a drone sound. Let's get it close. Again, trying to get a thumbnail, but it's dull as anything. Blue skies, but I'm not being lucky with the sun coming out. See if we can do power loops. Yeah, no problem. It's a little bit breezy today, so having to compensate for the wind. Let's see what it's like low down. Yeah, confidence in the power, same as the LR4, but hopefully a long flight time. And that plane over there is more noisy. Oh, the sun comes out now. It's a good job these things fly for like 8 minutes. Bringing it close towards me again, not for a thumbnail, just so you know, just want to get a good look at it. Yeah, so no independent lost model alarm on this one, just a big beeper. So hopefully I don't lose it in the grass today. The thing is, I love flying line of sight, and with the battery going for like 8 minutes, 9 minutes, I could stand here easily for 9 minutes. But anyways, I'll just give you one more power out. I'll try and get it in close. Yeah, bags of power, again for freestyle. Tune seems okay, line of sight. Just gonna flick it into angle mode just to see if we've got any drift. Make sure there's no noise on the flight controller. Also tells me the wind direction today, which is not great. Not great for fixed wing. Yeah, it's not drifting though. I'd feel it. I'm just correcting for the wind there. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's bring it in for a landing. That's how loud the buzzer is. Both got D-shot and the buzzer on board. Okay, let's go for an FPV flight with the iFlight Chimera 4 long range. The weather's gone slightly dull, which is typical for when I'm flying. Phil's over here somewhere looking for his wingtip. There he is, look. Well, the first thing I want to do is check the tune. With this being a True X. Oh yeah, more snappy for sure. This is an 850 milliamp 4S GMB LiPo. Definitely has more of a freestyle vibe to it. Okay, through the trees. No problems with the video. See what a voltage is at. 15.5 already, a minute in, but I have been doing a bit of freestyle with it. Kind of do expect this one not to fly quite as long just because the slightly higher kV of the motors. Come on, son, look at that. It's just missing where I want to be. Dirty grape, that's the culprit. Right, let's go to the other side of that field. See if I can fly into the sun. Don't want to go across the road, but we'll go to the other side of that field. Which I believe... Oh, bit of wind. I think it is 500 meters in that corner. I do have a GPS lock actually. But I don't think it locked where I took off from. Just gonna pay attention to my voltages. I've only got 4 satellites, you see, so can't really use that information. There's the field, and still getting good megabits per second. I think the edge of that field is 1 kilometer. 14.7 volts. And nice and high. Still got good video, just checking. Yeah. There's the windmill. Yeah, it's about 1 kilometer away there. Seven satellites now. Okay, I think that's as far as I want to go. That is as far as I've gone here. That's easily 1 kilometer. I mean, it said it was over 1 kilometer on the GPS, but I didn't get a home lock, so that might not be too accurate. See what it says when I come back. It's a damn shame that DJI does not record the information. I've got a lovely arrow in the middle as well, pointing towards home. Yeah, it's pointing slightly differently away. Yeah, the home point's wrong. Got a home point at the trees to the left of us. That's cool, man. That's cool. Let's try going over this side a bit. I've gone quiet because of the concentration. You know you're far away when you can see the sun coming from underneath your goggles, but where you are, it is dull. Look, so you can see actually, you see where the crop circle is, and then the sun comes out. We're at 14.4 volts and 6 minutes. So I don't think this one is going to have as good a fly time as the Flywell are, but still pretty good. That's 6 minutes. And this is the actual maiden FPV flight as well, so I need to sort of have a proper cruise battery and see how long it actually lasts for. But the LR4 can get 8 minutes doing crazy freestyle, and I sort of did freestyle first part of the flight and then long range the second. Okay, yeah, bit of bobbing on the eye gain, but other than that, really can't complain. Yeah, that's the farthest I've gone. Just a kilometer. It's not really that far, but it's far for me, especially doing a review as well. So we're at 14.3 volts. I do like how the voltage just sits there. Reminds me of the old days when we didn't put stupid big motors on freestyle quads and didn't destroy your batteries. .2. Yeah, maybe 8 minutes then. Maybe 8 minutes. These batteries are old as well, so it could be longer. 8 to 9 minutes with crazy freestyle with the flywheel. We're at 14 volts there. 7 minutes 42. I'm gonna come in for a landing approach and see if it can just touch 8 minutes. Oh, it's gone up, 14.1. Oh, there we go, back down. I have put the electric fence sapper far too close to the landing pad. Well, that's 8 minutes. It's not bad, that is not bad. Oh, with 13.9, coming for a landing. So in that flight, I didn't wait for the GPS lock, but I did many more flights after that, but unfortunately I didn't record the audio to go along with it. And I have to say that the 14 satellites and what appeared to be very consistent values from the GPS info gave me a lot more confidence to fly further than I did with the LR4. And the tune for freestyle is bang on the money, but it really needs an independent loss model arm and the Deadcat arms to truly compete and be my favourite. The 850 mAh 4S doesn't give as long a flight time. In fact, I really had to calm it down to get 8 minutes out of that battery. So for the ultimate machine, I'd take iFlight stack and GPS module out of the Chimera 4 and put it into the LR4 because, for one, it would fit. There are 20 by 20 mounting holes in the LR4's frame, but I prefer the Deadcat configuration with the LR4 and also the individual arms. Of course, it has got that lost model arm that's independent from the battery, so if you lose it somewhere, then you don't have to worry about it. But the GPS lock and GPS information that comes from the Chimera 4 is so much better than on the LR4, to the point where I would say that it's not functioning properly on the LR4. And of course we have the longer flight time on the LR4 as well, so I think neither one is the best. If you put those two together, then you will get to the ultimate machine. Anyways, if you wish to buy one, I'll put a link in the video description as well as a pinned comment, and as always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers.